play for this stuff in the morning, I swear. I'm just feeling like a damn zombie this morning. But here we are. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's February 7th, 2023. I have survived another morning. If I'm going to be looking at, well, this is Degree Her name, John Weaver. This is still Roseman, California, here broadcasting. And the day after the inspection, and still have to continue with the stressing out of trying to clean this place up more, I guess. It's going to be a constant wage battle against disorder, chaos, confusion, and garbage. Garbage that I'm seeing on screens and garbage that I'm seeing and hearing from other sources. This is crazy, I swear. I am not alive or awake for this crap in the morning. But here we are. And I'm trying to function as best as I can. And this isn't the easiest damn thing to deal with this morning. It's the day after the inspection, and already right now I am still trying to get myself going here. I mean, I should be taking it easy, and yesterday I wanted to take it easy, but unfortunately there was no way of taking it easy. I just had to plow through. Sorry, checking the news feeds. They're still digging out survivors from Turkey's earthquake. 7 beyond 7.5. My God, it's been seeing what was going on during that time, and the complete devastation of a lot of towns, a lot of cities, built on old places, old building codes compared to the modern Western that deals with earthquakes like crazy, such as California and other states. They're dealing with ancient constructions and improper, well, compared to ours. It doesn't matter. Even 7.50 level California. Compared to what I'm going through, I came across a meme on Facebook regarding what people go through. The things we all go through. The things we all have to suffer through. One man's suffering may be different than another man's suffering. Everyone's trying to compare it to what's going on these days. And we're not doing as well. Maybe sound like it's blathering this morning. It's a blathered kind of day. You have to blather shit out. But not necessarily. Still trying to get my brain working at this point. It's just not working for me this morning. I'm seeing the devastation. I'm seeing what rumbles and ruins were like. I've lived through enough earthquakes right now as it is. They still suck. It doesn't matter which particular location I'm looking at. It still sucks. What happened yesterday? Well, it sucked. But at least management and the bug guy was happy that I gave some corners available to the schmuck for doing some spraying. I had to point out a few things to management in the form of maintenance of what was going on these days. Made assurances. Well, I don't think I'm going to get the assurances anyway. If I do, I'll be lucky enough. I can tell you that in a bug war that I'm dealing with right now, it still has the same feeling like I did dealing with the damn bed bugs a long while ago. I had to put about 2 or 3 months worth living with bags all the time. Food had to be bagged up. I had to open it up, close it up, not to mention clothing. I had to make sure that all the stuff I need, all the things I needed, were available. I could grab as needed. Because everywhere else I was dealing with damn bed bugs. I lost furniture over this damn thing. and I'm still dealing with the remnants of it. The bugs are dead. Been dead for years. What I got to deal with right now is losing all the stuff I used to take for granted. Uh, a coffee maker. A coffee maker. One can adapt to crystals and depend upon them all the time. Nearly the same taste as regular coffee, but I miss having a coffee maker that I can make coffee early in the morning and grab a cup and like, oh. These days I grab a pot, fill it up with water, heat it up, pour the water onto the crystals, and then I get my coffee that way. A microwave oven. One of the most useful tools I could ever have, as in reheating food. I mean, I could make gobs of food if I could, and then heat them up in a microwave. I'm depending myself upon these kind of things because that's what I lived with for so many years. Ever since getting the first microwave when I was like my mid 20s, our family just got a big microwave. We're so excited. We were actually able to heat our food and cook some things in there too. And what was more important is we had an oven that actually worked. Of course, during that time we had gas. These days we got electric, and these things are pieces of shit anyway. But the stove works, and I've learned to use steam to heat things up. You get the pot of water boiling, you put your plate, and get a big enough lid and cover it, and then you have the steam do all the heating. Of course, things are a little bit stickier, but the food gets heated. You're losing your crispness on certain objects, but then again, when you heat them up in a microwave, it's usually vibrating the food to where the moisture is heating things up because microwaves are stimulating the water inside the food. Therefore, it's cooking. Convection ovens are like that. So this was something missing. Lastly, there was a birthday present I'd gotten about 40 years ago. I liked waffles growing up as a kid. I liked waffles when I went to restaurants. And I was given a birthday present. I was given a Belgian waffle maker, Hamilton Beach. Things lasted this long. But here's the problem. Uh, the bugs infiltrated. Looking for places to hide and spawn, shall we say. Apparently, I can't use it anymore. I'm going to have to toss the damn thing out. And this sucks. This really sucks. Certain items I took for granted and now I got to toss out because of contaminations. At one time, I had a power vac. To get rid of stains on carpets. The whole thing got infested with bugs. If I didn't use it or the box wasn't sealed up tight enough, as in no air getting into it and no bugs getting into it either, they infested. I had to toss the whole damn thing out. I couldn't use it. I'm not quite sure about the coffee maker I still have ready to rock and roll in case the bugs get out of here and then I can start using coffee. Well, there's a way of me making coffee besides using the hot water and the crystals. Yeah, they call it cowboy coffee. What you do, young man, is you get yourself some water in a pot, and then you get a scoop or two of your coffee, and then you put it in the pot to boil. And you continue to boil until you see all the grounds hitting to the ground in the pot, and nothing's floating in the top. And give it about a minute or two. Take it off there, let it settle out a little bit. Then, young man, kind of carefully pour it into your cup. Now, you may get a few grounds here and there, but at least you get more coffee out of it. All in one pan. All in one pan. I'm reminded of the coffee pots of camping. We never did have that. We never did enjoy our coffee that way, me and my brother, when we did our camping. We did it a few times in our lifetime. But we really didn't truly go camping like maybe experienced people would have, or backpackers. Just an overnight here or an overnight there. We made sure we had our wood. We were doing the barbecue that night when we got pitched camp. And if we had a thermos, we'd probably fix the freeze-dried shit. Put the hot coffee in the thermos and wake up in the morning and drink that. David hardly ever drank coffee, but sometimes he would. I would. But some days I didn't need it, so I didn't go for it. These days, I need a warm cup of coffee just to get me going sometimes in the mornings. Then other times I feel like I'm crashing and burning because there's not enough caffeine in the system. If I was a young man totally addicted to like Red Bulls and stuff like that, man, I'd be downing those cans left and right. But me, it's just coffee right now. So I have to deal with that. I had to deal with areas that I know is probably going to get contaminated or not, but I still like dealing with regular stuff. I miss it. I miss waking up in the morning and not waking up to a damn bug or two in my damn bed. There have been a lot of places out in back east that I've heard that had problems with bugs. Even in apartments, they keep complaining to the management about it. Once the bugs are inside the system, once they're inside the walls, it's a bitch trying to get them out. And it's the same thing. Applies everywhere, including out here on the West Coast. Even out in the complexes that I've lived in. Because these bastards are here to just drive you nuts. Oh, I hate it when they're walking around all over the damn place and ready to drop down at a second's notice because they can't keep the grip. And pisses me off when they start getting into my damn coffee. Can't enjoy food anymore without the things dropping in my food. I know you go, ugh. Yeah, I know. It's not that easy. Places like this has to be clean, 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 and you still have to clean. Problem is, the bugs are still there. They're just hiding and waiting for an opportunity to get in. So we have to keep cleaning and make sure that there's no food sources. That includes oil and grease. That's a food source. If I wake up in the morning without having a bug in sight, it'd be a bloody miracle. If I could fix food without worrying about bugs that are going to be going all over the damn place, it'd be another miracle right there. If I could actually have a stove and an oven that actually works, maybe I can get a better miracle. Upgrade. If I wake up in the morning right now as it is and still feeling alive without coughing and hacking my face off, that's a miracle in itself. Don't take it for granted. Just take it as a blessing and move on. I know I'm trying. I'm trying and I'm doing the best I can for right now. It's the only thing I can do. It's not that easy waking up in the morning and realizing the rest of the day is going to be for shit. Turn on the news, and that's what you see is for shit. I don't know what the hell we're going to do anymore. I don't know. I'm still trying to live and deal right now, as it is. But for right now, I'm coping. I know this is the Diary of the Griever named John Weaver. I wake up in the morning and I'm trying not to get triggered as much. And believe me, when I was focusing more on trying to get the place straightened up, cleaned up, I wasn't focused on any stressors except dealing with bugs or management or the thought of management or the bug guys going, well, we need to take a look at this place over here. It's so disgusting. I can't tell you, but this whole damn place is disgusting. But it's home. It's home for right now. I've been here since 2015. 2014 or 15, somewhere in that time. And this has been the longest time I've spent in an apartment, with or without family. Apartment I lived in before this place, 5 years, dealing with my mother's health and dealing with a job that damn near killed me. I talk about it because it happened. I don't ignore it. And damn near killed me. Almost did, still to this day. So some things I still have to take at a value. I'm still alive. I have to deal with the gratitude of that one. Be grateful that I'm still alive. Be grateful that I'm still functioning. Be grateful that things could have been a hell of a lot worse. And for a long while, I thought they were. Having a brother die on you, that's one thing I'd rather not go through. Is having family die on you. And then realizing they're not coming back. Same damn thing when my mother did the same thing. When my mother died. That was hard. That was really hard for me to deal and cope with. Here's the other reminders I've got. To deal with me and to deal with things I have to function for my health, for my sanity. But I have to deal with this. I have to. Because if I don't deal with this kind of situation, it's going to be biting me in the ass. Things I have to work with. This may be a junk thing. It's maybe hard to follow sometimes. And I know it is. I'm having a hard time trying to follow with it myself. I'm trying to function. I'm trying to deal. I'm trying to cope. It's not that easy, and that's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be there. So, I'm dealing with what's there. Part of me wants to go back to bed and just sleep it off again. It's coming to that point. And I may follow the example of my body. I've pushed myself to a limit, and I'm trying to recover from that limit, but now I got to keep pushing myself even harder. Just to maintain what I've got right now without it deteriorating left and right. Real fun. How's this? I'm going to be dealing with a role-playing game that's going to be dealing with death and destruction and everything else. You know, I can deal with a Star Wars Battlefront game and deal with death and destruction and deal with that. The thing is, these days I'm getting too damn sensitive to death. I'd seen this stuff happening across the world in an earthquake that happened in Turkey. All hell breaking loose in that place. Reminded me too much of some of the earthquakes we had to deal with out here that I had to survive through. So I'm not having a good time on that one. But now I got to deal with a fantasy role playing with death and destruction. How do I deal with death and destruction when I'm so damn screwed up concerning about death, and yet I'll play games that are actually have death in them? You know, Star Wars Battlefront, trying to turn my head off because it's just a game. I'm seeing it, it's zeros and ones. I'm manipulating into a situation. I'm blowing things up left and right. Sometimes it felt good. These days, it's getting harder and harder to play a game like that because now I got to deal with death and destruction. Or even try this one. Excuse me. How about space games? Not racing, but of one armada versus another armada. And I have to deal with the zeros and ones again, but this time representative of lives being lost. My head tries to make the connections left and right, trying to put me into a downcasted situation. And I am not sure if I'm also doing the right thing regarding my own damn health. Because my own mental health is not doing so well. It still isn't. I mean, I'm still feeling it this morning. I'm feeling it to where I'm not even dealing with this right. It should be better, but it's not. I may have to turn down a friend because this is getting to me. Because I feel like I'm getting triggered left and right. And I'm going to be disappointing him like crazy at this point. That as a kid, a long time ago, when I had my moleskin on emotionally, I was actually able to deal with this. I was actually able to deal with life and death somewhat. But I wasn't crying, I wasn't feeling moody, I wasn't feeling the way I am today. Because back then I saw a lot of death and destruction on television. Either fictionalized or not fictionalized. And just, okay, fine. I read about it in papers, I read about it in books, I read about it in literature. I read about them. The problem is when you get to a breaking point, everything becomes that harder to deal with. And I'm not quite sure how to explain this to a friend of mine. I know he means well. He and his family really means well. There's other people out there still concerned about my mental health, whether or not I'm going to be deteriorating or not. And the truth of the matter is, day by day, if I'm doing okay, I'm alive. But the other days, I know this is a way of trying to get me out of myself, and I hate to say this, but sometimes it's still part of it. It's still part of it. I can't explain it. Because I've been dealing with so much of death and period. Just losing people I loved and cared about throughout my lifetime, including pets. It takes a toll. I'm seeing death and destruction happening in another country right now. For some people, yeah, you can actually get overloaded and maybe temporary post-traumatic stress disorder when you're watching stuff happening to somebody else a long time ago or in a different faraway place. Watching the stuff happening about 9/11 really depressed the living crap out of me to the point where it terrified me going into a tall building. I haven't been in a tall building in a hell of a long while. But I couldn't stand anything else concerning about it, or not even traveling as much. But I like traveling. Some things I have to force myself to do out of necessity. If I'm going to be traveling from here to, say, the liquor store, or mini mart just to get some groceries. That's one thing. Get into a useful pattern that way because it's something I need, not want. Dealing with fantasy role playing. I know it's a way of trying to stimulate my creativity and my brain like crazy. And trust me, I had a lot of it when I was a lot younger and able to deal with it. These days, it's gotten harder and harder for me. And how do I explain to the youth? But there's a certain limit that people can actually hit, and either they're broken by it or they try to find some way to surpass it. And haha, I've surpassed it and feel good about myself. I haven't even gotten to that point yet. I wake up in the morning and if I'm awake and I'm alive, that's one thing. If I'm dealing with bug issues, that's my reality check right there. I'll turn on the screens just to watch news and other programs. Sometimes I get triggered, and other times I don't. Dealing with a group participation like this, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to apologize profusely to my friend that I'm not ready yet. Don't ask me when. There's no time schedule on these damn shits. But this is not like I'm going to be in an in and out. Right now, it's just. I'm forcing myself in a situation where it seems like I have to jump at everyone else's command. This is supposed to be a fun thing. This is not like a work situation. This is not like a survival situation. If I'm put into a survival situation, I can think survival at the point. I can get myself thinking tactically. What do I need? What are the goals? What are my options at this point? But how do I tell my friend that certain circumstances, when I'm thinking about things tactically, when I'm thinking about survival skills at this point, that I'm thinking about certain objects and certain things have to be taken care of. And all this week I had to force myself away from other items that would have torn me apart. And yes, I've had points that had put me into an emotional headlock. It put me into an emotional headlock right now. And I'm happy the family is still trying to consider that I'm still worthy and still trying to see whether or not, if I'm all right. I'm all right. They took the time of getting me over to their place, even for a short time, and to spend time with them because they enjoyed my company. And it's been a long while since I've been out of my comfort zone to try to enjoy someone else's company for a while. In a short while, it happens. I'm out of it. But then there's always a limit hit, and then I'm saying, okay, that's it. I've been far too damn alone for a long while. When I get into college situations, when I'm going back to college soon, I'm putting myself into an hour or two of learning with other students. And I'm discovering more and more that I'm getting this weird sense of claustrophobia happening here. Appreciate the students. Try to be as friendly and genteel and say nice as much as possible without chewing people's faces off. And trying to understand where they're coming from and getting into a situation where for weeks on end I'm dealing with a professor and I'm dealing with the students. I'm dealing with my peers. And I'm trying to feel the game. A long time ago, okay, get in there, automatic, no problem. These days I'm more and more sensitive. Because of the breakdowns I've had and had triggered and transformed me a bit, it seems like I'm more I'm more in tune about what a broken person is and how what they're going through because of my own situation here. I am not as whole and I'm not as mundane or as thick as I used to be a long time ago. But I was also an isolated kid. I tried to associate, but I was still isolating left and right. I didn't feel comfortable enough, except in different times, different places, different events, circumstances. And then I could try letting the guard down a little bit, but not much. I feel like I'm on performance right now. I feel like I'm doing the facade. I feel like I'm on stage and I have to perform, despite the fact that I'm showing my face to the entire audience here with the light on me. Behind me, I'm a broken person trying to show people that, yes, I've got my shit together. And right now, I feel like I'm a broken person right now, just trying to hold it up. And when the light goes off, I'm going to collapse into dust. That's how it's feeling sometimes. When I got approached a long time ago by friends of mine, same friends who are really caring about me as whether or not I'm going to be a hermit or not. And they wanted me to join in, and they want me to join in. They want me to get me out of this damn shit. And it takes a long while for me to get out of this damn shit, I'll tell you. I'm stuck in a bug war. I'm stuck in a survival mode at this point over here. And for having fun right now, it's not happening. But also dealing with the survival of trying to get me emotionally, in a functional state where I'm functioning beyond the loss of family and trying to feel my way to other families that I've made a difference and an impact on. It really should make that kind of a deep connection, a deep-seated feeling over here that I can finally let go and I can finally let go my guard down. It hasn't gotten to that point yet. Are you kidding me? Not yet. I don't know when it's going to happen. It's going to click one of these here days. But I tell you, yesterday, I was trying my best to be on my best behavior at this point, not chewing up people left and right. All I wanted to do was just be left alone in my own damn stupidity and my own damn misery and just working with my friends trying to get a D&D character. I remembered what it was like a long time ago. But I'm trying to drag the rest of me through this thing. Out of the zones right now, and I feel like I'm chewing off more than what I could deal with right now. I mean, I appreciate the effort. Believe me, I do. I appreciate the effort of trying to get me out of my own damn cage. Sometimes I wanted to get out of my own damn cage, but I'll tell you something. You get a person out of a cave, he's been in there far too damn long, the sunlight is almost alien to him. But here's the thing. I've already been in the sunlight for a long time as a youth and growing up, and I still had to grow thick skin and sun protection. Find a cave after things are hitting to me left and right. I need protection, and then I become totally dependent upon that damn thing. I'm depending upon that emotional cave for everything right now. I mean, I can go out in the sun, look at it, stare at it, feel the warmth, but not move away from the damn thing. I'm still tethered to it. A lot of people want me to break that damn connection one way or another. They don't have to say it. They're just showing it in actions. And it seems like I'm not ready to move beyond the damn thing. I know the shadows are on the wall, and there's shadows on the wall. The shadows don't talk to you. There's a fire in the middle of the damn cave, and there's projections all around. I know that. But I also know that I'm also projecting my own damn memories of the things and people I've lost. And it's hard to go out there and step anew and recreate more because I am so into it. I'm into it. I'm not getting myself out of it. It's hard. They say you take it a step at a time, even a little step at a time. But is it enough for some of the people who who care about you or just stressing whether or not if they're actually doing this or not, and they're thinking that okay, well he's making great strides, he's making great progress. Yes, I'm understanding how nervous and terrified I am. It's like getting into an amusement park for the first time. And now either you're going to be terrified to death and having a panic attack or a heart attack, or else you're going to be throwing up like crazy. But this is supposed to be part of the quote unquote fun. And I'm feeling the same damn situation right now, being pressured into it. I got thrown into a clown car or a pure car at this point over here, transported to a place of nightmares that my own imagination and my own viewpoint, my own perspective is looking at it here at this point. I'm seeing killer clowns coming out of the place, ready to jump on my ass. When everybody else during the daytime is looking at this place with sunny skies and warm enough temperatures, and they're laughing and they're smiling, they're having a good time at this amusement park. And me, I'm like, oh my God, they're coming out of the woodworks. The mental state of being fearful every time, it's hard as hell to get past this damn shit. Slow increments, yeah. People can try doing it with chemical implants or intakes left and right. Take a pill, pop it down, you'll feel better, right? Take a drink of something, it'll loosen you up a little bit. Do something external that'll chemically induce you to deal with it. Does it change the damn heart? I'm not talking about the beating pump. I'm talking about your own heart inside. Because that's the thing I'm still focused more and more about. That's the thing that I'm still stuck in the cave with. I'm still waiting for the cave mouth to collapse on me, and there may not be enough oxygen in the damn place, and I'll probably die of suffocation in the damn thing. But I'm using this as a metaphor at this point. But I would still feel, I think, theoretically safe until there's like let's see, a sinkhole opens up and I'm going, ah! Or collapse in a cave and I'm like, squish. I hate to use this kind of metaphor, especially what's been happening in Turkey. But I'm using this metaphor as myself, for myself, because this is how I'm seeing myself as. I mean, as I said before, a long time ago, I know what death was like. Been through it, done that. Never liked it again. Living through life was hell enough as it is. But I had to focus, I had to survive, I had to put myself on the moleskin. I lost a lot of people, lost a lot of pets, and I still had to function. Despite the fact I was still shaking on the inside, I still had to keep functioning. I had to still keep dealing with people as much as I could. And sometimes it wasn't enough. I wanted to be dependent on my own world and thinking about the people will be depending upon me, and you feel like you're in a safe, controlled environment that way when you're in your own damn imagination. But dealing with a reality check is it is. I mean, I know this is a long ass blathering at this point over here, but this is something I still need to talk about. Regardless, I had to do another video on this damn shit just to continue the blathering. So